Today, we're going to dive into a really profound teaching from Nichiren Daishonin. It's all about the true purpose of chanting Namu Myoho Renge Kyo. And honestly, it's a small shift in perspective, but it can completely reframe your entire practice. So let me just start by asking you a question, and I want you to be honest with yourself. When you chant, what are you really asking for? Is it for something specific? A material thing, a different outcome, or maybe for someone else to change? Just take a second to think about that, because your answer is right at the heart of what we're talking about today. And that question leads us straight into our first big idea, what Daishonin would call the wrong reason to chant. It's that very human, very understandable tendency to just focus on seeking temporary external stuff. Yeah, look at this comparison. On the left, you've got all the usual suspects, right? Prayers for money, love, better health, maybe just escaping a tough situation. The source material kind of compares this to ordering fast food. It might satisfy a craving for a minute, but it's not deeply nourishing. But then look at the right side. That's the real meal, the true purpose, unlocking our own Buddha nature, getting a handle on the mystic law, and achieving a deep, lasting inner transformation. I mean, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? It's so direct. This practice isn't some cosmic vending machine where you put in a prayer and get out a prize. It was designed for something so much bigger than that. So this leads us to a really radical idea, and it can be a tough one to get your head around at first. The struggle is the point. The goal isn't to just make hardship disappear, but to completely transform how we relate to it. And to get this, we have to understand the concept of the Saha world. This teaching says this is the world we're living in right now. It is, by its very nature, filled with suffering, and it's driven by what are called the three poisons: greed, anger, and foolishness. So you see, hardship isn't some bug in the system. It's a fundamental feature. Trying to just escape it is kind of missing the whole point. And this right here is where our whole view of karma gets flipped on its head. The old way of looking at it on the left is linear. It's like a debt. You do something bad, and sooner or later you're going to pay for it. But the Lotus Sutra presents this revolutionary idea. Cause and effect are simultaneous. They exist together right now in this moment of your life. And what that means is that your karma isn't some punishment to run away from. It's actually your mission. It's the very thing you can transform into purpose, and believe it or not, even joy. So to explain this whole transformation process, the teaching uses this absolutely brilliant metaphor. When we're in our unenlightened state, our life is like a tarnished mirror. The mirror itself, our Buddha nature, it's perfect. It's always there, but it's just covered up by the tarnish of our delusions. So how do we get that mirror shining again? Well, the process is all about polishing, constantly. And the method for polishing, it's simple and direct. Chanting Namu Myoho Renge Kyo. That tarnish, that's your karma, your struggles. And polishing isn't about wishing the tarnish away. No. The very act of polishing, of engaging with your karma through chanting, is what transforms it into strength and wisdom. It reveals that brilliant, perfect reflection that was always there underneath. And this brings us to the absolute core, the heart of this entire teaching. It all rests on this one central idea. The power you are looking for is already inside of you. The whole point of the practice is to look inward, not outward. This is the fundamental principle. It's huge. The mystic law isn't some force out there in the universe. It's not some distant God. It is the very fabric of your own life. It's already here. It's present. It's you. This line from Daishonin is one of the most powerful things he ever wrote. It's a direct command. Stop looking for your salvation. your power, your happiness somewhere else. He says it so clearly. The object of devotion, the Gohonzon, exists only within your own life. So what is the Gohonzon then, if it's not some external power source? Well, as you can see here, it's not a deity you worship. It is the physical embodiment of the law. The best way to think about it is as the ultimate mirror. It's perfectly designed to help us see and, more importantly, call forth that limitless life state of the Buddha from deep within ourselves when we chant to it. Okay, so we've covered the what and the why of all this. This next part is all about the how. To make this practice really work, it has to be built on what are called the 3 pillars. And here they are: faith, practice, and study. Now, faith here doesn't mean blind belief. It's a deep personal conviction to embrace the mystic law that's right inside you. Practice is the engine that's chanting for yourself and helping others do the same. And study is the map, making sure your faith and practice don't get lost. You really do need all 3 for it to work. Let's just zoom in on that second pillar, practice, for a moment. The actual act of chanting, of giving your voice to the law, that is what creates the cause. The source material says the voice itself carries out the work of the Buddha. And the effect, well, it isn't a new car or a winning lottery ticket. The real effect, the actual proof, is that inner transformation. It's when you start to see real courage, clarity, and deep compassion bubbling up in your life. And all of this leads us to our final section, which really ties everything we've talked about together. This is about the ultimate goal of the practice and the profound commitment it's really asking of us. You know, after everything we've looked at, it really just boils down to this. This practice is about transformation, not transaction. The goal isn't to get something, it's to become something. It's to fundamentally change from the inside out who you are. I love this quote. It is such a powerful call to action. True practice means you are taking the reins of your own inner world. It's about developing that self-discipline so you're not just blown around by every passing thought, every fear, every desire. You learn to direct your mind toward enlightenment. And the key to all of it, the secret ingredient really, is persistence. The real power of this practice is unlocked through consistency. It's about carrying through, especially when it's hard, and not giving up just because the results you were hoping for don't show up right away. Ultimately, the teaching asks us to just put the mystic law into practice, to chant, to polish that mirror, and to finally reveal the Buddha that has been right there inside of you all along. Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. You now understand the profound why behind your practice. The next step is the how. This video is a simple, clear guide for beginners on performing Gongyo. It removes all confusion so you can start chanting with confidence tonight. Tap the video on the left to begin.